Hello and welcome back to the Two North One South podcast. My name is Dan, also known as Some Rabbi, and today I'm joined as always, I'm joined by the beautiful Dale, also known as 74, and Ryan, aka Mr. Ghost Arcade. Hello, boys.
Hello.
How is everyone?
Not too bad.
Don't know why I did that, but
As I'm sure, if anybody's watching the video podcast, you've probably noticed by this stage we are still all wearing the same clothes because I'm going to break the fourth wall here. These are all recorded at the one time.
Oh no.
no, it's because we never change. See
Oh
anything?
yeah.
Ryan, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get us out of this hole, all right?
I've been wearing these clothes for 10 years now, okay?
Legitimately, my dad said that to me the other day. My dad was over in my house the other day because like I can't lift anything heavy, so he was like bringing me over like a bag of coal. And he was like, "Would you ever go buy new clothes?" Well, yeah. I was like, "What?" To be fair, I did look like a mess because I was wearing like ripped cotton bottoms or like fucking sweatpants, and I was wearing like a fleece, so I did look like shit. He's like, "You've been wearing those same clothes for that 10 years." I was like, "Dad, I just had an operation, Dad."
Getting absolute grief.
Getting
I
rid.
think it's one of those weird things with parents that like they're proud of you, but at the same time they're completely ashamed of you. Like I would I would clean, iron, do all the good stuff to like make myself look good or whatever else. And then if I go home, and I'm sitting in a car driving home, so obviously my like t-shirt's gonna naturally get creased. And then I walk in through the door. The first thing my mum says is not, "How are you?" It's not, "Haven't seen you in like a fucking year" or whatever. It would just be like, "Oh Jesus, you're not ironing your clothes. I leave you and I've taught you and you've just forgot it all. You fucked it all out the window."
You're nothing but a fucking mess. It's like, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm trying.
I didn't mean to.
No, it always comes from like a place of love. They're always like, "Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Look at you, you're a mess." Like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
They're basically, like if you speed up the whole event, it would be like somebody who's literally bipolar or like
Yeah.
schizophrenia. They'd be like, "You're such a mess. You never look after yourself. I love you. I miss you so much. It's been so long. Have you been doing well? Have you been eating? Look at you. You're skinny. You're starving yourself. This house is a mess.
Oh god.
Take the dogs out for a walk."
That's
That is dogs out for a walk.
that is the home visit condensed into 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
That's
And
exactly
then
it.
they always end it with, "Don't leave it so long until you're home next
Yeah.
time." And you're like,
Yeah.
I just got
Sure-
abused
sure
there.
thing.
I just got abused for an hour straight. I fucking don't know when I'll go for next.
You're just leaving the house, man, emotionally coming out like as if you've been going 10 rounds with fucking Tyson. And you're like, "Oh yeah, can't wait to come fucking
Yeah.
back home, man."
See you next week.
All right, lads, see you later.
Oh my god! Right. Well, this week I think the topic of conversation is something that's a little close to home for us. The whole Mixer debacle. Do you remember Mixer? Do you remember Mixer back in the day? Huh? What a time to be alive! Yeah. So if anybody who doesn't know, the three of us actually got started on Mixer, so we are Mixer refugees, if you will. So of course, like it's we all had to migrate over to Twitch when that whole happened. But like I just remember I just remember one day I just woke up and I had a message from a friend of mine who's also a streamer, Mother of Dragons. And like just I had a list of Discord messages, like an awful long from her, just going like, "Have you seen this? What the fuck is this? Everything's going to shit, blah blah blah." It just literally came out of nowhere.
Absolutely. It was
Yeah.
weird. For the fact is that like I worked like weird shifts. I was working night shift. So I remember whenever it happened, I think it must have been like late at night whenever I found out about it. And it was so fucking odd, man. Like for anybody who doesn't know, who is listening, just to like give like a weird back story to the whole thing, like the whole thing as a whole. Kind of like a lot of this is like factual, and then I think some of it's speculation for what I'm going to say, but more or less Mixer got outed by streamers on Mixer for a couple of things. One of them was the kind of like whenever the whole Me Too movement was kind of happening. So a lot of people were saying that there was certain streamers in the community who were engaging like ill will, I would say, or engaging negatively or sexually towards other streamers or taking advantage of that. And then there was another thing about one of the people talking about like a racial aspect of it, like a racial slur being done. So everyone was bringing this forward. It was like kicking off on Twitter. It was kicking off basically everywhere. And Mixer completely buried their head in the sand. Instead of them being like, fuck guys, like we're gonna address this, we're gonna do our community, better, we're gonna like learn lessons and put down these restrictions. They were like, yeah, we know there, like, it's basically like a shopkeeper where there's a fire in the shop that's slowly spreading, and he owns like a fucking, like a vegetable stand or a shop, and then people are like, yo, there's a fire over there, you gotta put the fire out, and then he just holds up a t-shirt and he's like, I'm a t-shirt salesman now, do you want to buy a t-shirt? Here's a t-shirt.
Doesn't matter, I'm selling the shop anyway, so it doesn't matter, like.
So Mixer shut down because they said that they were moving the Facebook. So instead of like acknowledging what happened, they just basically upped and moved.
I feel like they knew what was happening, and the whole deal with Facebook, like, that's not something that just happens out of the blue. So obviously that was a deal that was happening in the background for quite a while, and they were just like, look, we're going to Facebook now. This will not be a problem for much longer, so we'll say nothing. And then when people found out, they were like, well, we're selling anything anyway, so who gives a fuck? That's essentially like, well, I'm selling this place, so I don't care. Is essentially what happened. Like, yeah.
It's the weirdest thing about it, in my opinion, was just the fact is that, like, if they were selling it, right? If they were doing the whole thing and this has been happening for fucking weeks or months or years or whatever, that they were going to move over to Facebook, why choose a time like that? Why choose it when everything is going to absolute fucking shit? That they're all like, did it tell you about Facebook?
I think anyway, in my opinion, what they might have been doing is just divert, as in like try and change the narrative, because everybody was initially pointing fingers at the bigwigs at Mixer. They're like, this is your fault. You're letting this shit happen. You're allowing this to happen on your website. So then they were like, well, look, we're actually selling to Facebook now. So they were trying to change the narrative from being an individual's fault to being, Facebook is changing, so now everyone's worried about the streamers instead of about who's running the platform.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're doing. So they're trying to be smart about it, but
they didn't. It was like slapping someone in the face and then offering them an orange. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was bad.
At the same time as well, though, I think a lot of people in the community were like, well, you're only after paying Ninja and Shroud boatloads of cash to come over for like a 2-year contract or whatever, and then the website's not doing well because of your mismanagement, so why do we have to suffer for that?
Like that whole thing with Ninja and Shroud, that's an old school Microsoft problem, right? Because Microsoft have a long history of just fucking money into something, not planning it, not thinking about what they need to do, just fucking shove a couple of $100 million in there. If it works, it works. It doesn't, who gives a fuck? That's the way they're treating it.
Yeah, because they're fucking rich as balls, and they can just fire out the money. Like,
I was gonna say, like, it's such a shame that they didn't go to people in the community, because like there was some I found anyway that on Mixer, I think percentage wise compared to Twitch, there was more creativity with individual streamers. I think, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, you have some incredibly creative people on Twitch, and then you have your bog standard people,
Yeah.
But I feel like percentage wise that there was more creativity on Mixer. So like, what they should have done is they should have approached these people. Look, what do you guys think would help us grow, instead of just shoveling money at the likes of Ninja and Shroud? Like, they're big names, but like, that's not going to help you grow. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, that works for like the likes of a fucking, I don't know, like a football team or soccer team or something like that. Big names hold people in, but it doesn't work the same way if the online gaming community.
You're right. Yeah, because it's all individual. Like, Mixer, to me, now looking back at it, right? Because I was on Mixer for like about 6 months. I think it was about the same with yourself, Dan, right?
About that, yeah. About 6-7 months, something like that. Like,
yeah. How long were you on, Dale, as well?
streaming on Mixer, I was only there for about 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
But like watching and being on Mixer itself, I was there for probably a year and a half.
See, it's kind of weird because Mixer, like looking back on it retrospectively for me, it seems like it's a streamer's platform. Like
Yeah.
the people that would be in your chat would be a streamer, like the majority of it. And then the other half would be people who's literally accessing their Xbox.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
But
mean?
that was the
Yeah.
problem with it though, apparently. That was one of the biggest issues. The fact that like the divide was so 50-50, whereas on Twitch it's like 20% or 30% streamers and then everything else is viewers.
It's just pure viewer.
Yeah.
That's what the issue
So-
was.
It's
I think like you were saying though, Dan. I think like from being on Mixer as a viewer before I started streaming on it, the creativity and like the imagination of the Mixer streamers, where they actually had to make an effort because they're like, we're not on a massive platform, we're
Yeah.
not on Twitch or YouTube.
The
We
viewer base
have
was
to
so
do
much smaller,
something.
like.
We have to do something to stand out. So they were coming up with ideas left, right, and center, doing different things, like different overlays or different like just like camera angles and shit like that, or different concepts, and they were coming up with things left, right, and center. Where on Twitch, the majority of the big streamers on Twitch is just literally game view, overlaid webcam with no sort of fanciness. It's literally just camera, gameplay, done.
yeah.
Sponsorship logos,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah. It's bog
Or
standard.
Yeah.
they don't put. I think they've got to the point where they're like, we've got massive. We don't need to put any effort in.
Don't need to. You have your viewer base, like.
You don't have to. You don't have to put any
yeah.
effort into it. Where the ones
Yeah.
on Mixer were like, like there's only, say there was only 1 million people on Mixer concurrently at any one time. You're like, we're clawing for that part of a part of a part of what
Yeah.
Twitch's viewer base is.
Yeah.
So we have to stand out. We have to do something
I
different.
think there was also that sense of that, like, there was also that sense of this is a small new platform that like it has such potential. It's like if we provide this top tier quality, unique type of content, that we might be able to pull people from Twitch, from
Yeah.
YouTube, from Facebook, pull them over to this platform. So I think that was. And I think that was kind of the motivation behind all these people as well, providing these unique takes as well, that they were trying to,
Yeah.
you know, they
Build it up.
had this vested interest in the platform succeeding.
Yeah, it was like it's such a strange, like one of the most bizarre concepts of the whole thing. I felt like as if it very strange in the senses in like, so a lot of people, whenever everyone was like jumping boat from Mixer, whenever it was shutting down, they gave it to like, I can't remember what it was, March sometime maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was about a
believe
month,
they-
about a month or a month and a half or something like that. It was-
Yeah, I believe they
Yeah.
said they were shutting down. They announced they were shutting down in February, and they gave you to the end of March to decide
Right.
what you wanted to do.
To get your shit together essentially.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it was strange because there's a lot of people with like fucking hundreds of thousands, even millions of views and followers and whatever else that was on the Mixer platform. And it's straight like the strangest thing to me is that more like a higher percentage of people who has moved over to Twitch, who were like partners, who were fucking like solo content, full-time content creators who moved over to this platform are now struggling. They're now struggling for views, they're now struggling for subs. And it's like, to me personally, it's like such an alien concept because like all three of us are streamers here. All three of us have separate communities, but we all have like, you know, people in our communities that know people in your communities and everyone else's, and you know, there's
linked to a
like,
sense, yeah.
Crossed over.
there's like a really nice link community, and I would say 90%, personally speaking, of my community from Mixer is still with me on Twitch, and that other 10% was the people that, you know, were coming on from an Xbox, fucking just like watching me play a game,
Yeah.
and just hit that follow button and then just left. You know,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that is one of the things though where I think the people that straight away knew what they were going to do, like yourself, where you're like, Facebook came to you with an offer, and we're like, you can stay on with Facebook gaming,
Yeah.
and then you said, no, I'm just going to go straight to Twitch. Announced it. We're going to go to Twitch straight away, no hesitation whatsoever. The people that I think are struggling more on Twitch were the people that took the Facebook offer, realized it wasn't working out, then went to Twitch.
Right. Yeah.
So they went, we'll go YouTube, we'll go Facebook. We'll see what it's like for a couple of months. If it's not working out, we'll go to Twitch, and it'll be fine. They went to Facebook, realized, fuck, this isn't working out for us, guys. Went to Twitch after a couple of months, and then just nobody came across, because there's too many sort of platform shifts within a short amount of time.
It's strange. It's strange though that you say that at the same time, because I know one streamer anyway, that moved to Facebook, and he stuck with Facebook. A streamer by the name of Spartacus plays. I don't know if you know him, but he was pretty big on Mixer. Like, he was actually one of the top tier guys on Mixer. Actually, now that I think about it, he was one of the big names on Mixer. He plays Call of Duty, but I know that since he's moved, he's gone leaps and bounds, and it's worked out very well for him. But at the same time, like, it's very strange, because it really is down to the individual. Because some people will make that jump and it'll work for them, or they make it work for themselves. But then, you are seeing other people that make that move and it's not working for them. Like, I know for myself speaking anyway, I still haven't recovered from where I was on Mixer. Now, to be fair, I took a massive step back from streaming for a long time. But I had to take a bit. I had a lot going on in my life, so I had to take a step back. But like, there's another streamer. I won't name this streamer just because I know that they are struggling compared to where they were. Like, they were on Mixer. They were one of the big names. They were they were on front center page of the website. When you logged in, you seen their face every single day, and they're really struggling at the minute. They went from having maybe 6, 7, 800 viewers down to maybe like 40, 50, 60 on a good day. Do you know?
Yeah.
I think I don't know, the concept to me is just bizarre, but maybe it's bizarre to me because I am like in the streamer mindset as opposed to like the viewer mindset, because there's people who moved over that I would have watched on Mixer, and then I followed them on Twitch. Do you know, like, whenever they said they were moving over, it's a pretty simple step, because I'm a fan, or, you know, I'm a supporter of their content. So wherever they're going, I'm just like, all right, awesome. And then if they stream on Twitch, I would watch them on Twitch. It's like, it's as simple as that. It's basically like changing a network with a TV show, because that's what it is. It's a TV show equivalent that you're providing. So for people to kind of like not get that message across, or as something, because I know a lot of people were hit from it, so I feel like as if a lot of like streamers have maybe changed not their content as such, but just the way they orientate their content. Like, they've lost the buzz.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, which is fair, you know, because it's kind of like having the rug pulled from under your feet, right?
Oh, 100% as well.
Like, like, I know, like, I like with myself, like, I just kind of lost the buzz, because at the time it all happened, I just had a lot going on in my life personally. So I was like, look, I'll do whatever here on here. I'll trade. I'll do a little bit for a while, and then after a while, I was like, look, after maybe like a month or two, I was like, I can't be dedicating as much time as I'd like to. So I took a step back. But the people who I really feel for, I know that there was the last day of Mixer, I was watching this one guy stream. He was a big name. I can't remember his name now. His name escapes me. But he was the guy who used to always be head to toe in blue on Mixer. I don't know if anybody remembers him. He was head to toe in blue, had the sunglasses
on.
Oh,
fuck. Yes, I do remember him.
Can't remember his name. His name escapes me at the minute. Like, so this is, I don't, like, the majority of people listening to this might not know who I'm talking about, but he was a big name on Mixer. But like, that man had built his livelihood on this website, and then literally someone turned around to him like just one day and said, by the way, this won't be here in a month's time.
Yeah, just went.
Man, watching that man on the last day was absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah,
absolutely heartbreaking, because he was having a farewell stream and he was having a few drinks, and then he started to get a little bit emotional, because he like, and he was getting, God love him, he was starting to get a little bit angsty. You know, because he was panicking. He was like, what am I going to do? Like, this is my job. Like, this is my livelihood. And they just ripped it out from under me. The poor man, like, you couldn't see his face, but you know he was breaking up underneath it.
Yeah, he's just breaking down completely. Like,
breaking down. Oh, wow. Poor man. I felt so bad for him. Me watching him, I was nearly in tears. It was so hard to watch. Like,
it is shit like that really hits you in the feels, where it's like the guys that took the leap of faith.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck it, we'll go to Mixer, we'll not go to Twitch, and we'll not go to YouTube, and we'll build a fan base, and we'll grind it out and make a livelihood out of it.
Because as shit as it was for you, Ryan, because I know you were there, you had got to that point.
Yeah, I got partnered.
Could have been a lot worse. You could have been. You know what I mean? You could have been. You could have had a livelihood on it. You could have given up your job. You could be like, this is my job. I stream on Mixer, and then to lose that all in 24 hours is
it's fucking it's.
I think a lot of people that actually took that leap of faith in the first place and started their career on Mixer, not like went from Twitch to Mixer, just started on Mixer. Yeah. A lot of people had that faith where they're like, this is a Microsoft backed company.
Yeah.
Like, Microsoft has all the money in the world. There's no way this can fail.
Yeah, in the world. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then they just turned around and went, nope.
Yeah. Like, it was weird whenever I was doing it. So I applied for partner in the months leading up to this whole thing. And like, community was good, you know, times were good. Me and Dan obviously were like rocking it with, we were doing like drunk streams and events, trying to make it like as original and as great as possible of what you could have with the platform. And then I was waiting on it, but I didn't tell anybody that I got the partnership application in, just because I didn't want to jinx myself. I'm superstitious like that. Obviously, you know, people know the score now, but like back then, I just kind of kept it to myself. And then it was the strangest email that I got, because this whole thing was like coming out and coming through with the whole like Mixer shutting down thing. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, I just felt like a punch in the gut. And obviously for me, small potatoes, you know, pardon the fucking Irish pump, like to everybody else that was on the platform, fully established, making hundreds of fucking dollars, you know, daily or monthly or weekly or whatever it was. This wasn't much to me, but it was still like a big deal personally. You know what I mean?
At the time, of course. At the time, it's always going to be huge. Like,
yeah, and then I got the email and they basically said, it was longer lines, just to like kind of paraphrase, it was like, you know, due to the ongoing circumstances of the transgression over to like Facebook gaming, we're not able to offer you a partnership for Mixer at this time. However, we can offer you a partnership for Facebook gaming, so you will start the platform as a partner. And it genuinely, it's kind of like whenever you apply for a fucking job, right? And you want to be in that role that you're applying for, and they just offer you like a shitty alternative, in my mind.
Yeah, you know? that is exactly what it's like.
What were you thinking? Did you at any time, were you like, fuck, maybe I will go to Facebook, maybe I'll try it out? Or were you always like, no, Twitch is where it's at?
No, my mum's on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? That says it all. I'm not going to a fucking platform where my parents and my fucking aunties and uncles are going to be. Like, I have a Facebook for my account. You link it up through Instagram, because obviously Instagram's owned by Facebook. Yeah. So I've linked up my Facebook account, but if anybody's ever watching or listening to this, and you ever go to Facebook and type in Ghost Arcade, it's going to be an empty fucking page. No photo, nothing at all. I've taken the name, but I haven't fucking done anything with it. Like, obviously it was a big opportunity, right? But the way that I seen it was that my community, like, getting partnership is basically meaning that you have community. That is all. That means that there is people that is there to like watch you and support you constantly on a consistent basis. So if you're going to a different platform than everybody out of your community is not guaranteed to gonna be going to, like, that's fucking scary, dude. Whether you've got a partner tick or not, like, you earned that partner tick through another platform. You didn't earn it on that platform that you're going to. Do you know what I mean? So-
it would be scary because you're like, you'd be thinking all these people that I've met. I met them through Mixer, I met them through Xbox. They're all fucking gamers. Like the people on Facebook, I don't know much about the platform, but like you said, it's your mom, it's your dad, it's your auntie, it's your uncle. Anybody can just fucking wander in, like people who are not really that vested in it. Like so,
Yeah.
I think it's big. It's a big indication of where Facebook Gaming was going to go when they offered Shroud and Ninja double their contract money to go, and they both said no.
Yeah.
That's a big indicator of that. If you're a small time streamer and you're trying to make it on Facebook Gaming, it ain't happening.
I can't believe I really don't think many people took that offer from Facebook.
No,
You know what I mean?
I can't believe so.
It's like
It's
fool me
kinda-
once, kind of.
Yeah.
Fool me once, kind of a scenario. Like you go to a small platform, you get burnt. You really
Even
wanna take that risk
YouTube
again?
has that. Even YouTube, even like the massive video sharing site that it is, still has that stigma around live streaming.
Yeah.
Or like you
Absolutely.
still have the stigma of being a YouTube streamer instead of a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, but I don't think you see the fear. The fear with Facebook streaming is like you could start up on Facebook streaming the same way as you did with Mixer, and Facebook could turn around and say, "We're not going to do streaming anymore. We're just going to,
Yeah.
we're done
We're
with
just
it.
we're taking streaming out of it.
Like fuck it, we'll do something else." Type of job, because Facebook does everything. They'll just fuck it.
Yeah.
There's that fear that they might just drop it. Whereas
Yeah.
with YouTube, you're not gonna. Well, I don't think you're gonna have that fear of waking up one day and YouTube being like, "We're not going to do streaming anymore." YouTube's a video website. Facebook is a social media website.
But it's strange
YouTube
because-
gaming is massive. Like the money in YouTube gaming is unheard of. Absolutely
Oh, yeah.
unheard of money that they're making off gaming on YouTube. So live streaming's never going to disappear off YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
With Facebook though, I can see them in maybe, I would say within 2 years, I think Facebook gaming is going to turn into Instagram. I think they're going to flip it.
Well, do you mean?
Instagram is going to be a video sharing. Instagram is a video social media site, like where videos do well on Instagram, pictures do well on Instagram. I think they're going to do live streaming to Instagram instead of to Facebook.
Yeah. Well, like there was a thing as well that
100%.
came out that like a lot of people, whenever they moved over to Twitch, they kept on Facebook and split themselves with both. So somebody
Yeah.
would be streaming like Monday, Wednesday, Friday on fucking Twitch, and then Tuesday and Thursday on Facebook. And like personal opinion, once again, because I don't know any like I have not done this, but I think they've lost like a lot of fucking fan base from that. And at the end of the day, like the whole reason why you're fucking streaming in the first place, like obviously you do it for fun, you do it for like good fun, meeting nice people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you were offered a career live streaming full time,
Yeah,
or
you would do
making
it.
content full time, of course you fucking would.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't, then you're either a millionaire or you're just fucking, testing out a weird phase in your life is basically it. But like, yeah, so a lot of people have burnt their own bridge by basically separating their community
Yeah. Well, I think
to two platforms.
you could be kind of giving off the vibe that like I'm not really that invested in the community. I'm more kind of interested where I'm going to get more views and more money when you're doing that.
Basically, yeah.
Because when you're like, listen, I'm going to Twitch. That's where I'm going. Like, I'd love for you to follow me. You're kind of like, this is where I'm going. People show up. They're like, look, we're here to support you. Whereas you're like, I'm going to be here today, but I'm also going to be over there tomorrow.
Yeah,
So-
there's
Yeah.
no other way. There's no
Yeah.
other way of advertising yourself like that, like except for a financial, gain or some kind of gain like that.
Yeah.
Because
In
that's
a
why you're doing it.
in a completely unbiased opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing it for financial gain. I don't think that's a bad thing to do. Like if you can support your family by playing games online, more power to you. Fucking go on
absolutely.
ahead, lad. Absolutely, go for it. But getting into it for that reason is a bad mindset. I think getting into it as a hobby that turns into financial gain,
If it goes
and
somewhere.
that kind of stuff. If it goes well for it, yeah, fucking power on.
Happy fucking days.
But I think if you start streaming for the reason of I'm going to blow up and I'm going to fucking make millions off this,
Yeah,
it ain't happening,
Bad.
Chief.
It's bad.
dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, I think like I've shared like a few stories with you lot about people who you can read straight off the bat with financial kind of stuff. Now, I don't, like, I'm not going to name names. I'm going to like say one story. I'm going to keep it very short if you want to hear it.
Go for it.
But everybody loves a bit of gossip. Okay.
Love the drop the gossip.
judge.
Go for it.
Drop that goss. But anyway, right. So like, yeah. So this person was.
It's just us girls. Don't worry.
You okay, chick? DM me. DM me. But like, yeah, so like this person was, I think I met them through Instagram. I would do like networking and stuff whenever I'm not fucking streaming. So I would like chat to people on Instagram and Twitter and whatever else. Like, because obviously streaming's a very sociable thing. Getting your like viewers or getting like other streamers kind of on board, share communities, and kind of just get to know each other, be in the same kind of wavelength. But to make this like not a really long story as such,
I would keep this story vague, by the way.
I'm keeping it vague. Don't worry. I've already preambled this in my head, so let's just hope it doesn't glitch, and then it just, you know. But anyway, right. So this person contacted me. We were like exchanging kind of like information about like what kind of content we make. You know, where we make the content. I was mentioning like the YouTube and whatever else, like static content and then live streaming content. And this dude was like, it obviously gained his interest enough to kind of come into a stream one day. And whenever he came in the stream, just chilling in the stream, lurking, hi, how are you? The usual kind of business, bit of to and froing. And then I think that I got like, it must have been like somebody dropped like enough for a hype train. And we got good hype train. Yeah. The financial aspect of that, just to be
I know where this story's going already, like.
Right. So the financial aspect of the day was really good, right? And there was one particular person who was leading the hype train.
Yeah.
Which happens. Like, honestly, if you're a streamer and you're listening or you're watching this, you can tell me right now. If actually, wait, I'll put this another way. If you do not tell me, or if you tell me that you do not have one or two people that constantly boost your channel because they support your content and they want to like support your content that way. If you tell me that you don't have people like that, like that's fine. But if like I know that from every streamer that I've talked to that there's always one or two people.
Yeah.
The majority of streamers have a handful of people that are always at the forefront of it.
Yeah.
Which is great.
They'll
like
always
that,
support you in that aspect.
which is amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. Because like we never ask for it.
Yeah.
But people who do it are just fucking absolute gems. They are cherished because that's a big investment, you know, financially as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that happened. There was one particular person, and then, you know, he DM'd me like straight after stream. So the minute that I hit that like fucking, you know, go offline button.
End stream button.
I know where this is going.
This dude DM'd me and he was like, yo, what's that person's information? Because I would love to hit them up on Instagram, right? And then I never replied because I was like,
that's a scumbag question.
Wow.
But no. But I never replied, so I left it like a few days.
Milk that cow.
The dude messes back because at the same time was whenever I was getting my new PC parts, which somebody fucking, you know, absolutely fantastically gifted me, which is great. And then he was just like, I need people like this in my stream. How did you find them? Like as if I've been searching for cash cows to bring them into my fucking stream, which is not.
Listen, I've seen your Google history. I've seen your Google history. It's like people who'll give me money.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
How do I find the people who give me their credit cards for free?
I have seen your face plastered all over sugar daddy websites.
That is true. We don't talk
plastered.
about that. No, wait. Actually, hold on. Let me reiterate this. That's photoshopped, all right? Whoever the fuck photoshopped that, they did a good job, okay? I don't know how they got me that buff, but yeah, perfect.
So this guy, he messaged you once, you ghosted him.
Guy or girl.
Or guy or girl. I actually don't know who the person is.
Person, we'll just say person. Yeah.
Person. I don't know who the person is, actually. This is my first time hearing this story. So this person, they messaged you. You ghosted them, and then they message you again.
Message me again. Yeah. Well, the second message wasn't like a you didn't message me back kind of message. It was like I put
but it
up,
was
like,
the same question again in a sense. Like,
it was the same question. Like, but it was so strange because all the conversation prior to that was just kind of like, it was like, oh, yo,
Like,
check out my
stream
content.
related.
If you like it, you know, that kind of stuff, because we were talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And then it just completely turned into something else that I was like, well, I know why you're here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
know why
yeah.
you're trying to do this. So,
do you know what? I'm
You can spot them cunts a mile away, to be
you
fair.
can spot them from fucking country, man. Like, it's so obvious. Like, whenever I go into another streamer's channel, I'll do everything in my power not to mention I stream as well, because the last thing
Yeah.
I want to do is self promo. Because, like, if you know, when someone comes into your channel, like, hey, how are you? I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good too. I just finished streaming. Okay, like, oh, you're a streamer too. Good. You know what I mean? Like, I hate
Yeah.
self promo. Like, so I'll go into streamers' channels and I'll never mention it. It's like if they ask me, I'll say it, but I'll never mention it.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's me.
I
That's
have
me.
like me and Ghost are friends. I would say we're friends at this stage. I have outwardly apologized to him 3 or 4 times for coming into his chat and just being like, that sounded like self promo to me. He said nothing about it, but I wrote to him and I was like, I apologize for
You
talking.
do be self-conscious of it.
It is kind of one of those things. Like, genuinely, like, I would always say this in my chat. Like, I would say in all our chats, right? Like, because obviously
Yeah.
we've all been in each other's streams. We kind of know what way we orientate ourselves. We're like respectable in each other's streams. We know that we stream. The people who watch
Yeah.
us know that
No.
we stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's kind of like a lot of people who are new to chat or whatever else, I'd be happy enough to fucking mention that, because it's not going to be one of the, like, people have this weird idea in their head that, like, their chat's just going to be like, I'm going to click on this guy's link because he said he was streaming, and he's going to leave my chat and he's going to become his best person ever, and he's never
Yeah.
going to even think about me ever again. It's not like that, right? And that's not why people get annoyed that you're self-promoing. The reason why is because we, as streamers, are putting on a show. Like, it
Yeah.
is an entertaining, engaging show. And whenever someone else just, like, fucking, like, pops out being like, yeah, but what about my show, though? What about me?
Fuck
and you kind
you,
of,
man.
and you kind of like, can you please flush yourself down the toilet,
Yeah.
you turd? You
You're
know?
like,
It's
you're
like that-
making this so unentertaining for the other people in chat, having to read your bullshit messages.
Yeah, it's just fuck. But yeah, but this was next level. This was completely, and it was
Here.
actually like more sly, you know.
Can I
with
tell?
people.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you a quick story?
Oh yes,
Me, like everybody here is familiar with Martin Copping.
Yeah.
Obviously, the voice of Mozzie in Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
He is a
He's
streamer.
a streamer
He's
on
a very
Twitch as well,
large
yeah.
streamer as well.
he's a gentleman.
Absolute gent.
Yeah.
I was in his stream a couple of weeks ago. I was just chatting away, and he was like, "Do you want to play a game?" I was like, "Yep, sure, fine." Playing the games with him, whatever. And none of his mods were online, like none of them, and his chat was going nuts. And I said to him, "Look, do you want me to mod your chat for like the rest of the stream? Just while I'm playing with you, I have 2 monitors. I can check both, and I can fucking sort it out for you."
Yeah,
He's like, "If you could, please, that would be fantastic." So he gives me the mod role on his stream, and within 30 seconds, I had to ban like 6 people.
Why?
They were just one of the guys was like, "Yo, come check out my channel." Timed out for a minute. "Yo, come check out my channel." Timed out for 10 minutes. "Yo, come check out my channel." Banned.
But like,
Other guys just being absolute arseholes.
do people
Like,
click on
so
that? Like,
bad.
you know
do
what?
people click on that? Like, would you click on that?
I'm not gonna lie. If somebody said check out my channel, on my stream, I would click on their channel, right, just to see who they are and what they're about. But
Yeah.
obviously the comments deleted. So I think as a streamer, like sometimes people just like, it depends what kind of mindset you're in. Some days I'm.
But
just
as a
like,
viewer,
dude,
though,
yeah. So like as a viewer, no, I wouldn't do it. If somebody came in and said check out, because it's kind of like, you know what it is? It's the equivalent to a fucking email spam, like a spam email.
That's exactly what it is.
Because nobody fucking reads that shit anymore. That's why you've got a junk folder. So
You just go, "Oh, See you later.
It does. It's like those want to become famous. Here's the link. No.
Big follows. Like, I know
Dan's
like,
chat is polluted with that.
plagued.
It's like
plagued
who the
with it. It's
fuck?
really bad.
Like,
I don't know why. It's so bad.
This is the thing. This is the thing that I'm saying, right? Like, do you think that fucking Shroud, Ninja, fucking Tim the Tatman are like, well, I'm glad I clicked on that link, and here I am. Because I clicked on that one, like they asked me, "Did I want to become famous?" And now look at me.
I know for a fact. I know for a fact that Dr. Disrespect clicked on bigfollows.com and bought his followers. I know for a fact he did it. He definitely did.
See if you're not watching him, you should watch him. Ludwig on Twitch has the best best way of fucking sorting this shit out. He'll ban someone, right? And then makes them fill out a Google Doc of why they got banned, when they got banned, apology.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like the apology, he keeps them banned.
That's amazing.
It's fucking fantastic to watch.
There's this thing as well, like Angry Pug. I don't know if anybody knows Angry Pug. He's like a Dead by Daylight streamer, and he is exactly what he says in the tin. But whenever someone gets banned from his fucking like chant, because there's a lot of people who do that stuff as well, as like a massive fuck you, he would get his community to gift the banned person a sub. So they basically get banned from the channel, and then someone's like, "Yo, take this with you. You'll never be able to use anything, any of the emotes or nothing. Just take that."
It's like, "Yo, give that guy a sub." Banned.
It's like getting kicked out of a bar, but somebody just buys you a beer as you're leaving.
Buys you a beer on the way out.
Yeah,
Got you a
like,
pint in there now. Don't worry about
you
it.
can't drink that, but sound.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's very much a fuck you type situation. Look, I think we'll end it there. The conversation is good, but I think we'll end it there because it's running on a little bit. So look, thank you very much for listening. This has been the 2 North 1 South podcast, and we'll see you in the next one.